ready now.
While Mario is often noted as the mascot of Nintendo, he is closely followed by Link of Zelda fame. Whether players are fondly reminiscing as to their first experience of Ocarina of Time, or appreciating handheld entries like the Oracle's games, chances are Nintendo owners have good memories of the green-capped hero. But unlike his plumber brethren, The Legend of Zelda has seen precious few spin-offs, some of which are nightmare-inducing, like the CDI games. But Hyrule Warriors would offer an interesting proposition in 2014. Omega Force and Team Ninja would be called upon to bring Zelda into the Musou realms, with an original story and large-scale battles. For the most part, it's a success, even if not every idea is a home run. A mashup story mixing several eras of Zelda, Hyrule Warriors concerns the plot to revive Ganondorf, whose defeat has split him into several fragments. After his soul possesses the neutral sorceress Cia, she begins to seek these pieces to return the villain to form. This calls upon Link, as well as several series icons like Zelda, Sheik, and Midna to help save the land. Legend Mode plays host to this story, with a series of skirmishes that reward cutscenes which advance the story. It serves as interesting fan service for long-time fans of the series, but it also suffers from some issues, such as the fact most cutscenes lack voice acting, and those not in the know will be left more confused than excited. But for the target demographic, it works well. While traditional Zelda sees you searching for key items and trudging through dungeons, Hyrule Warriors strips parts of this away in favour of large-scale battles and combat. Not to say those fundamentals are gone completely, as some objectives require a key item to free the path. These include blockades which hinder your advance until you find that key chest with a bomb in it, jingle and all, to open the march. A lot of the Musou boxes are ticked here, including hundreds of foes on screen at once, battles focused on territorial control, and underpowered enemies which often see you taking out dozens with a single strike. There are other facets, such as hidden enemies which require thorough sweeps to uncover. It's an interesting take on both the Zelda and Musou formulas. Taking enemies and aesthetics from multiple games in the series, Hyrule Warriors nails the tributes to Zelda. Colourful enemies you encounter look spot on and upgraded compared to their source. Music tenderly remixes classic tracks to add freshness to these tunes, and the sound effects offer some excellent nostalgia for the initiated. Classic locales you remember are gorgeously upgraded into HD, retooled to fit the new mechanics, and it feels spot on. In fact, the whole game boasts a delightful sheen and auditory cleanliness which shows that effort was put in. The controls even cater to older fans, allowing for either a Musou traditional warrior scheme or Zelda controls with a smooth lock-on and simple combos. Unfortunately, some of the baggage Musou games carry is still present here. The huge number of enemies you fight can lend itself to more button mashing than tactical thinking. You can certainly vary your combos, but even if not, Most enemies go down quickly. Considering you can be killing up to 2,000 enemies in a single mission, repetition is simply inevitable. But the structure doesn't help either, with a lot of the objectives boiling down to capturing forts, clearing smaller foes in the process, then hammering on a large foe, rinse and repeat. The bosses are also a tad disappointing, with the Nintendo formula in place here, but with health bars increased to the max. Sometimes it feels so unclear how to take down these baddies that it borders on frustrating, especially when their huge offense can deal massive damage. These aren't deal breakers, but it's worth mentioning. That being said, there's a lot to sink into should you stick with it. There is a slew of unlockable characters, from minions to iconic characters, and even Ganondorf himself. All characters can be upgraded using better weapons, customizable perks, and classic leveling up. Experimentation is encouraged too, as you can use rupees to level a lower skilled character to one of your highest. You can finish Legend Mode in around 10 hours, but hidden collectibles and difficulties incentivize repeat runs. Adventure Mode is also cool, allowing you to tackle bite-sized challenges which are less repetitive than Legend Mode. From killing 300 enemies in 10 minutes to utilising a certain character, earning higher ranks unlocks further challenges and proves addictive and fun. Working well as both a loving spin-off to a legendary franchise and a decent Musou in its own right, Hyrule Warriors is mostly a pleasing product. The sounds, sights, and moments echo the best times of this staple of Nintendo, whether it's the classic jingle opening a chest, battling Ganondorf one more time, or trudging through an environment you recognise. The only shame is some repetition, particularly in the objectives and battles, while the story will perhaps feel unwelcoming to those unfamiliar with the series. But long-standing fans can easily overlook these issues, and even casual Musou players should find a solid, cheery time here.